My name's David Munnerley. I'm from Holt. I'm a gardener, and I'm also standing for the Green Party in Wrexham. I'm standing because the Green Party, to me, offers a better future for people. I'm specifically in this area. We're threatened with gas drilling, which everyone knows as fracking, but it's intensive gas drilling, and the Green Party is totally against this form of energy extraction. So I think we have to start thinking about the environment more and more, and also the Green Party also has policies which I think really do appeal to people, and we just really need to get the message out to voters really for the Green Party. The top local issue I feel, and this is the reason I'm standing, is the threat from unconventional gas extraction, which I think could potentially leave this area an industrial wasteland. Might sound a little bit over the top, but if you look at what's happened in America, it is potentially a pretty serious issue, and that's what's prompted me to stand for the Green Party. I think the Green Party stands for small business. I think it's quite fair to say it's possibly, some people might even say it's anti-corporations, anti-big business, and I think that would enable smaller businesses to thrive. We would introduce lower business rates for local small business, and I think our whole emphasis is on smaller business ventures rather than your big corporations. I think it's one of the major issues we've got in Britain, is that the the voting system is first past the post. It's not proportional representation, which obviously would benefit the Green Party. So often you've got a case of, say, 60% of people are voting, and you've got someone who might get 24% of the vote, and they are elected as an MP, which to me necessarily isn't fair. Obviously, as the Green Party would be massively in favour of proportional representation. In terms of attracting more votes for myself, just by standing, I think it's the first time the Green Party has stood in Wrexham, so that's the first step, and obviously we need to build on it if we want to go forward. That is an issue I've been thinking about recently quite a lot, because we have obviously different levels of government. We've got Europe, Westminster, Cardiff, and you've got the local authority. The Green Party, I think, believes in more powers, local powers. So I would like to see more powers for Wrexham. I think there are some really good European stances, which they, really good policies which we can have from Europe. Less so keen on where Westminster is taking us, and then possibly this brings us into the position of Welsh independence as well, which the Green Party, I think, I personally am in favour of a referendum for Wales, but yeah, certainly more local powers is the way I think we should be going. I think it adds to democracy to get more people involved. Think of anything right at the moment. No, I honestly can't think of anything. I'm that green that I can't think of anything right now. Maybe if you want to come back to that, I'll try and think of something. But a new law. I knew nothing about this, so maybe it's something I should go and look into. I think the Green Party is in favour of a max 35 hours working week, so maybe we could improve that and say have Fridays off. That would be pretty cool. Yeah. When I first heard about the prison, my initial thought was, okay, jobs for the area, which it's a good thing. Looking a little bit more into it, I know that a lot of the jobs actually might be from, I think the phrase local jobs means that anyone within an hour's drive of the prison, so technically it's not that a local job. And also I think we also need to be looking at the whole system of super prisons. I think there's some bad things we need to be addressing here, which I think a lot of people have looked into, and I think a lot of people are doing a lot of work into it. And I attended a meeting recently regarding the super prison. It makes me a little bit nervous that so many people are going to be locked up, and I wouldn't say I'm completely and utterly anti it, but I'm uncomfortable with the whole notion of these prisons and just the prison system. I think it's only as a very last resort we should be locking up people. And it also makes me a little bit nervous how a lot of talk's been said about a lot of the inmates will be working within the prison, which I'm all for, but it also leads me to think that where is this taking us, society as a whole? Obviously the government is bringing in basically free work to people. I think the NHS is one of the critical points of this election, any election. I don't believe the current government and previous Labour governments have had the NHS in the best interest. The way I see it is they are trying to privatise the NHS. Doesn't necessarily mean we'll have to pay for it, but they are certainly trying to make profits out of the NHS. Whereas I think all the evidence shows that if you keep it properly public run, it's more efficient in every possible way. So I think we should run the NHS how it was intended to be run when it was started in the 40s, and stop this creeping privatisation. I spoke to a friend of mine who's a consultant up in the northeast, who to me is in a good position to know where the NHS is heading, and he does believe it's heading to more privatisation, which is causing all sorts of problems. It's not cost efficient. The quality of care will go down, so we need to bring it back into the public domain, and ideally bring it more local as well. Fracking is a word which is it's almost a buzzword. It's a type of unconventional gas drilling, but we've also got coal bed methane drilling. But essentially, this is highly intensive gas drilling, which is really, really dangerous. The evidence from America proves this. But also the few test wells they've done in this country have been an absolute disaster. We've had test drills in Lancashire, which have caused earthquakes. We've had a test drill at Barton Moss in Manchester, which has caused serious contamination. So everywhere we've looked where this has happened, it's caused problems, and this is only at the test drill stage. If they want this to go ahead full production, we probably will be looking at dozens of wells around Wrexham, hundreds of wells in northeast Wales, northwest England. You'd be looking at thousands of wells, which I don't think people want. And Wrexham Council voted against it. We then saw a complete lack of democracy, where one man came in, overturned the vote, and people are asking ourselves, do we really live in a democracy? Which to me is one of the big issues that I've realised these last few years, and fracking has proved this to me in a way. If big government, big corporations want this, they will try and do everything they can to bring it in, even against the public's will. Probably because I'm not totally comfortable doing this type of thing. I'm not full of sound bites. I'm just a normal-ish person. I'm a gardener. Um, I, I believe we need to engage more in politics, or not. But no, I do believe we need to engage more in politics. If we want to see change happening, more people need to get involved. If they want to see, you can't just moan and then not do anything about it. So I think that the fact that I'm just an average guy who wants to get involved and try and improve things, because I genuinely believe we can do better than what we've got at the moment and what we've had for the last 30, 40 years, to be honest. I think we've got 6 or 7 candidates, so as far as I'm concerned, that's a good thing. I think it would be an absolute nightmare if you just came to look and sit on your ballot paper and see Lib Dem, Labour, Tory. So I think, I welcome more candidates. Obviously, the voting system, first past the post, doesn't necessarily lend itself to having a lot of candidates, but I think it's a good thing for democracy to have this many candidates. Obviously, this is down to me being elected as an MP, which is highly unlikely. It also has made me question how much an MP can do. I know an MP is the voice of their constituency, and I think there are some good MPs out there. Caroline Lucas, the one Green MP, she probably does more work than I'd say 200 MPs, to be honest with you. So yeah, I think a good MP can be a good MP. I also think that there are a lot of MPs out there who don't do too much, and I think this needs addressing. And I think to be honest, Westminster needs addressing. I think the whole system needs a shake-up, and the Green Party is behind this type of shake-up. I think they would like to see a complete overhaul of how politics is run from Westminster. I think the Green Party offers a real alternative to what's currently on offer. It's an anti-austerity party. We want to put more money into people. A phrase I like to use is people, not profits. The current government obviously is all interested in profits. We want to bring in a living wage of £10 an hour by 2020, and we also want to really start looking after people more. I think the whole system at the moment is set up really not to look after people as well as you should. And obviously as well, a big focus is environmental issues. The Green Party is, in my opinion, the party for the environment, because we need to start living sustainable, have a sustainable way of life if we are to carry on living in a safe way, because the way we're going at the moment, we are completely destroying this planet, and it needs to stop. So my vote to people is, if you want to start seriously thinking about saving this planet, vote Green. And if you want to start having happier, healthier lives, vote Green.